Hey guys, back again with another edition of Xtina's Take. I guess you could tell from the title what the subject's going to be will be the Grammys. But we have definitely got to start off with the tragedy that occurred yesterday, which is the loss of Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna. Um, there really, if you think about it, it's just really no words. It's just utterly, utterly, utterly heartbreaking. I think this is going to be one of those moments, tragic moments, that you're going to remember exactly where you were and what you were doing when you heard the news. I was doing my daughter's hair, which we all know I hate to do, but we had to get it done for school today. So I was doing it yesterday. And I have different notifications for Google Alerts, TMZ, E News, whatever. And I kept hearing, while I was doing her hair, I kept hearing my phone go off like ding, ding, ding. And it's also the notification for my text messages too. So I'm thinking like, okay, something had to have happened, or somebody's really texting me. And I don't really get texts like that, not back to back, not the way my phone was going off. But I didn't pay it any mind. So I'm like, I want to get this done. I don't feel good. I'm still not feeling good. If you guys watch previous videos, I just got something, a cold or something. I just can't seem to kick all the way. But anyway, so I wanted to hurry up and just get that done. And I said, well, I'll check my phone after, which was about 30, 40 minutes later. And so I went to go check my phone, and I'm reading the notifications. I'm scrolling down, and the first thing that said Kobe Bryant dead. And I remember thinking like, no, not that Kobe. It's got to be another Kobe. Like, not Kobe. You know what I'm saying? And then just, as I'm reading it, it's obviously it was, and it sunk in. And I remember almost like I gasped, like, Kobe? Kobe. Like, like, I don't care if you're a basketball fan or not. You know Kobe Bryant. You know his greatness. You may not have witnessed every single shot he took, or every single jump, or every single uh, pass that he made or catched, or what rebound or whatever. You know who Kobe Bryant is, especially if my generation and older, because we're in the same, Kobe and I are in the same generation, same age bracket. Like, you grew up with him. Like, literally, he was my childhood. Like, I came up in the era of the Michael Jordans when I was little itty bitty, and as I became a teenager, the era of Kobe Bryant. Like, it was it you. Whew, mm. And then I read that his precious, precious daughter was with him, and she perished as well. And that one actually brought a tear to my eye, because I mean, it's bad enough that we lost him in such a tragic way, but to lose a child, it's just, all I kept thinking was like, my God, Vanessa, like, my God, like, I mean, it's tragic what happened to them, but at least we know they're at peace. They're not suffering anymore. It's the ones who love them, and the other people on the plane as well. Not just Kobe. There were seven other people that perished as well. So definitely condolences to them. But they have loved ones that's left behind right now. See, I can't even talk because it's like, it's really no words. It's utterly, utterly heartbreaking. And I think what goes through most of our minds, besides Vanessa, is, as a father, what he must have felt. And ooh, I pray. They said it was like foggy conditions. So it is my prayer that they really didn't know what was going on to the very end. They're saying that the fog may have obstructed the view for the pilot. They didn't really know where they were going, something like that. It's going to be a lot of speculation. I pray that part of it is true, that they really didn't know what was going on till the very last seconds. So, I just want to say thank you, Kobe, for all that you've contributed, not just to basketball, but to the world, period, for showing us what excellence looks like, what dedication looks like, what passion looks like, um, and just praying for his family. So rest in peace, Kobe. Rest in peace, 24. We love you. Everybody's taking this hard. Just, I can't tell you. It's like that's what's all on my Facebook. It's just everybody has pictures of Kobe and commenting. Same thing on IG. Just it's really that moment that makes you pause. Things like this that make you pause and just be like, I have got to appreciate life and my family, because no matter what greatness he had, what legend he was, what an icon he was, and he was all those things, and he deserves all those titles. But at the end of the day, it's just a reminder that we're just flesh and bone. We're all human and we can all go without a moment's notice. So love on your children, make up with that friend. You don't have to necessarily be friends again, but at least, clear it. Just don't have no hate towards nobody. You know what I'm saying? Just don't. But anyway, again, just thank you, Kobe Bryant. Rest in peace, Kobe and Gianna. So, what I want to talk about with the Grammys may not be in the way that you think. Because in all honesty, I didn't even watch the Grammys. I don't want to be misleading though, because there's a point to this video. I didn't even really watch the Grammys. I've said on other videos that the older I get, the less patience I have for award shows. I used to love them. I used to watch them when I was younger. I mean, the whole thing through. But with the advent or invent of the internet and Google and YouTube, I don't have to watch the whole show. I can just pick the parts that I want to see and Google it and pull it up. Um, but what I do know is, and I got alerted notifications about that, is that 21 Savage won a Grammy. And for me, that was a little significant because, one, if you don't know, now you know, I'm a huge 21 Savage fan. I love his music. I just like him, period. Like, and I'm going to go into that because I wasn't always a fan. And to come from what happened to him last year to almost a year to the day, to have him win a Grammy at the Grammys that he couldn't go to, that he was nominated in last year because of the whole ICE thing. I just think it's just like a real full circle moment. And I think it's well deserved. And the reason why I say that is not just because of the whole ICE thing, not because that happened. Although that's significant because that's honestly what made me a fan. But his album, I am greater than I was, which dropped in 2018, but I didn't discover it till 2019, was like literally my favorite album of the year. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've listened to it. Like, I rarely listen to albums anymore. But his, it was a great body of work. It really, really was. It showed his elevation as an artist. I love the production on it. It was cohesive. Like, I bumped it all year. I still bump it. You know what I'm saying? So it was just a great body of work. Although that's not what he won for. What he won for was a lot with J. Cole. So which I think, again, it's a wonderful song. Actually, that was the song that turned my ear to 21 Savage. Like, I knew who he was. I knew he had been on a couple of hits with other people like Cardi and Post Malone. I knew he had Bank Account out, which at the time, like, seriously, I'm not going to, I hated that freaking song. Like, I was like, I remember the first time I heard it, I'm thinking like, so really, this is what rap has come to? Like, we're singing, we're counting numbers like we're in kindergarten now, and that's a whole freaking hook. Like, okay, that's what I was thinking. And I remember when I heard A Lot, that was one of them songs that I remember exactly what I was doing when I heard it the first time. I was picking up my daughter from school, and the radio was on, obviously, and they didn't introduce who it was by. It was just like you on a continuous loop of music, and I remember hearing it, and I'm thinking like, oh, okay, I like the sample, I like the soul, you know what I'm saying? And before I even heard his voice, I'm like, okay, who's doing this? I kind of like this, you know what I'm saying? And then I heard him, rap over the chorus, and I was thinking like, this is 21 Savage. Okay, now, honey, I see you. You doing something different. Okay, because you wouldn't expect a soul sample from him. You know what I'm saying? Because up until that point, he was doing like the banging music with, the beats, the hard beats, the what they call it, the horror rap or whatever they was calling it, horror hip hop or whatever they were calling it at the time. And, so I just didn't expect that from him. And then actually I started listening to the lyrics, and I'm just like, oh, homeboy getting deep. Okay. All right. So that kind of opened up my ears to him, like, oh, okay, well, he surprised me. It was a pleasant surprise. But I still really didn't listen to his music. It was just something I held in the back of my head. And then the whole ICE thing happened. And I don't remember exactly where I was and I heard that. I just remember I think it was on my phone or something. And I remember seriously, like the first thought that went through my mind was, that's got to be a mistake. Like, how they gonna deport him back to Atlanta? Like, ain't the nigga from Atlanta? Like, how you gonna get? Like, why is ICE involved? You know what I'm saying? And then obviously, it came out, and I remember my initial reaction was, okay, well, if he is an immigrant, he's got to be from like the islands, like Haiti, Trinidad, in that area in the Caribbean, Jamaica, or Afri, or he was African or something like that, because that's what you immediately think. And then I heard England, and I'm like, oh, that's a plot twist I didn't see coming. You don't think 21 Savage in England, but it is what it is. I'm just gonna put it out there. In my mind, in my heart, that nigga from here. He's was 7. He don't remember nothing from England. If it is, it's very vague and very hazy. I don't remember that much from when I was 7. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, he was so authentically Atlanta. Like, you had people seriously questioning ICE. Like, nah, that nigga from Atlanta. This can't be true, or this got to be a joke, or it's got to be a mistake on their part. You know what I'm saying? So he's assimilated. He's from here. It's in his heart, his soul. He breathes Atlanta. He's from here. So I just want to put that out there. But I remember thinking like how incredibly wrong it was. I'm like, I felt for dude. I was sitting up here like, damn, that's messed up. Like, here you are rising to the top. Yeah, okay, you've done some questionable things. You have a past. So does everybody, especially when you come from the hood where I come from. You see it all the time. At least he made good on his past. You know what I'm saying? He moved beyond that. He was bigger, better things. He ain't still he wasn't still doing stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's one of the reasons why I liked him, is that like, you are the most unproblematic freaking rapper there. Like, we don't hear nothing about him. What I mean, but prior to that, what's the most you heard about him? That he was dating Amber Rose. That was like the thing. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, you didn't hear about him getting arrested for nothing. No guns, no drugs, no domestic violence, none of that. And this is who y'all choose to mess with, the most unproblematic person there is. Like, come on now, he just want to do his damn music. Let him do his music. He made good on his past. He's moving forward. He's trying to elevate himself as an artist. Let him do his thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was really, really upset about it. And so, which made me start like listening to his music. Like, I think I've heard pretty much every 21 Savage song. Not everyone, but most of his catalog I've heard. So, and I liked it. You know what I'm saying? I like him as an artist. I think he's super dope. I think people really underestimate him, and I think, which was why I Am Greater Than I Was such a pleasant surprise. I think he's really underrated. Okay, I will admit, bank account still ain't grew on me that much. But I like his other stuff. And I'm talking about like even his old stuff. You know what I'm saying? I think they listen to the lingo or the monotone, or, and they think he's just this one dimensional thing. And he does talk a lot about guns and women and stuff like that. But he also has a very deep side. If you want to listen to Nothing New, that's like a whole political song right there. It's deep as hell, but it's still hood and it's still him, which is why I liked it so much. If you listen to, was it Nothing New? Oh my Lord, my mind went blank. I took some medicine for this cold, but okay, that's just, and a lot. That's also an example as well. So, and I just was like really heavily getting into his stuff, and I was just like I said, I just think he's underrated. I really do. Nigga got bars. I'm just gonna put it like that. It may not be bars in the traditional sense of what we're used to hearing, which I think is why he's overlooked by some. But like, if you really listen to his shit, he has bars. You just have to catch it, and I think that's why I appreciate it so much. Because like, I really have to listen, and then I'll listen. I can't tell you how many times during I Am Greater Than I Was that I actually had to stop and rewind something he said and be like, oh, that nigga stupid. Like, that nigga got bars. You know what I'm saying? So, and so to see him win that Grammy, to come a whole year later, obviously he still has that hanging over his head, but for the most part, it seems like he's been able to live his life and cut and go on and do bigger and better things. I think was just like a nice full circle moment. And one of the things I was really upset with last year's Grammy, because like I said, I actually watched last year's Grammy, so most of it. And part of the reason I did it was because of what was going on with him, and I was very interested in seeing what people had to say, if there was going to be like this movement or this era of I don't want to say solemn, but maybe solidarity, and I was so bitterly disappointed when nobody, and I mean it seemed like nobody mentioned it at all at the Grammys. It was one person, I think he was a white producer that worked with 21, that he said 21 Savage should be here, you know what I'm saying? But out of all of his collective, all his peers, Migos, Cardi, Post, like these are all people that he's worked with, were there and never said nothing, you know what I'm saying? So in that way, especially with Post, because I'm like, y'all are nominated for a Grammy together. And even though I like Post Malone and I had knew of Post Malone, I listened to a couple of his songs, like Post Malone didn't become huge until a rock star. And that nigga helped you with that. You know what I'm saying? He added that street shit that you needed. You know what I'm saying? Because I think we all know at the end of the day, as much as we love Posty, he ain't that hood. You know what I'm saying? I think he has that persona and he's been able to adapt to it well and kind of walk that line where it's not quite cultural appropriation, but he's been able to walk that very fine line. But I think we all know you ain't hood. So, 21 Savage was able to hand that street credibility, that hip hop credibility to him. You know what I'm saying? So for him to not even mention it, I was like, really? I was pissed. I didn't listen to Post Malone for a long time after that. I was mad. I was like, okay, so you had a t-shirt on, but you ain't even wear a t-shirt during your performance. Like if you was going, like, I just felt like he should have said something, but so I was like bitterly disappointed. So to come back a whole year later and for him to have won, and even though I don't think it was televised, but still to know that you are now a Grammy award winning artist is, and you can add that to his list. Like I loved it. And then I also felt like it was such an injustice done to I Am Greater Than It Was. I don't think it got the attention that it deserved, only because the ICE thing happened and it overshadowed that album. And then of course, he's locked up and he's dealing with all this legal stuff. He really didn't have time to promote the album, or I guess tour for the album, and it just really, really put it out there. I mean, I know it was 2 singles, it was a lot involved Without You, but I think I heard Monster on the radio as well. But I just felt like that overshadowed it, as it should, because it really brought light to the attention of immigration, especially black immigrants, and that whole ordeal, which is obviously a bigger issue than an album. I get it, but I felt bad for the album because it was a great body of work. And I just think it got really overshadowed by the whole ICE thing and didn't get the traction or the attention that I think it deserved. So for him to win for a song off that album that, like I said, kind of got looked over or whatever. I think it's just like a really great full circle moments for him. So I hope, as a fan, I realize the significance of it, and I'm proud of him, and congratulations. I hope as the artist himself that he he gets the significance of it, and he may not give a shit, because I think he said something about he didn't give a shit that nobody said nothing at the Grammys. Like I was probably more mad about that than he was personally, but hey, it is what it is. So congratulations to 21 Savage for his Grammy win, and all the other artists who won. But like I said, just given what happened to him last year and how he came back strong this year and having a full circle moment, I just wanted to comment on that. And y'all let me think what y'all know. I mean, y'all let me know what y'all think about the album itself. I think it's a great body of work. Y'all let me know if y'all love it, hate it. What your favorite single was off the album. You let me know. I'll let you know in another video what mine was. I have a few, but I have a definite one that I love to death and listen to all the time. I can pretty much rap along with it word for word, is how much I love that song. So yeah, like I said, just drop a comment below. Or you can put some insight into the Grammys. R.I.P to Kobe, if you want to share what your great memory of Kobe was, or just whatever. Just drop that comment, hit that like button, and subscribe. And until next time, I was gonna talk power, but I just want to talk Grammys, and obviously Kobe, he deserved that mention, that moment in time. So I will be doing another video very soon in regards to power, but I'm gonna put that off for a minute. But like I said, y'all let me know what y'all think. All right, let's talk. Until next time.